The FBI discovered a tunnel this morning that the rapper had made in his home, connected to the basement of a former Michael Jackson home.
There is an underground mansion.
The officers found strange items on the floor, such as children's clothing.
Actually terrifying to know that this exists.
They just uncovered tunnels underneath his house.
Diddy's?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Just when we thought the Diddy scandal couldn't get any more twisted, the FBI went ahead and uncovered what might be the most disturbing detail yet. Buried beneath his luxurious mansion, hidden away from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, was something no one ever expected: a tunnel. And not just any tunnel. According to agents, this tunnel wasn't a dead end. It led directly from Diddy's home straight to the basement of a property formerly owned by Michael Jackson. And what lay beneath was allegedly an entire underground mansion. We're talking about a subterranean lair with rooms, passageways, and eerie remains scattered across the floor. Among them, children's clothing. Actual pieces of children's clothing found beneath the floor of a pop mogul's mansion. That's not a headline, that's a horror story. But it gets worse, because this discovery wasn't just a fluke. The FBI had received tips, warnings, and whispers for months. And now, they were finally putting the pieces together. During a federal raid on Diddy's LA mansion, things escalated quickly. Homeland Security rolled up with armored tanks. The security footage, released by Misa Hilton, the mother of Diddy's son Justin, shows agents drawing guns and storming the property like a war zone. Justin and Christian Combs, both of Diddy's sons, were caught in the middle. Surveillance footage shows Christian with his hands in the air, being handcuffed, and Justin being led down a hallway by armed officers. The family called the raid aggressive, but the authorities say they had every reason to move in hard and fast. The reason? A tunnel beneath the carpet in Diddy's master bedroom. A tunnel that opened up into something far more sinister. 6 locked rooms, multiple intersections, and what appeared to be fresh digging. Some paths reportedly led to the infamous Playboy Mansion, others to homes of celebrities still unnamed. A literal underground network, hidden in plain sight for years.
The FBI found a tunnel this morning at the mansion of famous rapper Diddy in Los Angeles, Part 2. After receiving an anonymous tip from neighbors, agents rushed to the scene. As they ventured deeper, the narrow space suddenly opened up to reveal 6 locked rooms. The agents couldn't access these rooms, and even more bizarrely, they found multiple intersections ahead in the tunnel.
People are saying this is the same tunnel system mentioned back in the 1980s. The one supposedly built to give A-listers like Jack Nicholson and Warren Beatty secret access to parties at the Playboy Mansion. There were sketches, blueprints, and now FBI agents are walking through them for real. That's not conspiracy. That's documented fact.
The media and everyone is trying to say, no, there's no connection. Well, have you guys even figured out if there's a connection yet? I feel like authorities are so stuck in time in the past where, like, they say, oh, don't look into this, don't investigate this, these claims aren't real. But then we see social media sleuths put together these stories and solve investigations.
But here's where it goes from bizarre to absolutely chilling. According to reports, Diddy's son Christian was found inside one of these tunnels during the raid. And not just found, he was allegedly at a freak-off. That's right, the same type of event Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, has already testified about. Events filled with coercion, control, and horror. We're now hearing that actual footage of Diddy and Christian at one of these freak-offs has been submitted in court. And if true, it could blow this entire case wide open. The image of father and son participating in such an event is enough to make the most hardened observers shudder. It's a family legacy of trauma, now spilled out for the world to see. Christian isn't the only one under fire. Diddy's adopted son Quincy has been brought into the spotlight too. Former collaborators have claimed that Diddy groomed Quincy from a young age, controlling his life and decisions in ways that now appear deeply disturbing. One former artist even went as far as to say that Diddy's relationship with Quincy resembled grooming, not mentorship. The proximity, the obsession, the way Diddy reportedly isolated him from his biological father.
Why were you so infatuated with a child that wasn't yours? Were you grooming that little boy? I don't even want to start those conversations because that's not your child. You know what I'm saying? And for you to keep him that close, it's like you kept him that close because he might got your secrets because he's not your child. And now you keep him real close to you. You make sure he don't go to his daddy. Why?
And just when you think the family drama couldn't get more unsettling, there's footage of Diddy interacting with his own mother that's now resurfacing. In one video, he's seen smoking a joint with her and making crude jokes about her appearing in a strip club. At one point, he kisses her on the lips and makes remarks about her being gorgeous and single. People are asking, what is going on behind the scenes in this family? Now, let's talk about the tunnels again. Because according to leaked law enforcement reports, Diddy didn't just use them for escape. He allegedly used them to host underground parties complete with marble floors, tennis courts, and even ballrooms. That's right, we're talking about a literal underground mansion. A 5-story bunker where phones didn't work and screams couldn't be heard. Allie Carter, who's spoken about these elite gatherings before, once described something that sounds eerily similar. This wasn't just a playground for the rich, it was a fortress and a trap. Let's not forget that Diddy's properties were raided back in March 2024, but it wasn't until September that he was arrested. Why the delay? Some sources say Diddy escaped through these very tunnels, slipping out from under the FBI's nose, from LA to Miami, and possibly out to the Bahamas via boat. That's the level of planning this man allegedly had in place. And if that's true, then the idea of this being just a coincidence falls apart completely. We also now know that one of Diddy's sons, Justin, warned him ahead of time about Cassie releasing surveillance footage of his abuse. That's according to court documents. Justin is also accused of helping Diddy cover up a shooting outside Chalice Studios in September 2022. That shooting left a man named G bleeding on the floor, while Diddy and Justin allegedly gave false statements to the police. Meanwhile, Christian is facing his own legal troubles. Grace Omari, a stewardess on one of Diddy's yachts, has accused Christian of drugging and assaulting her. She claims he groped her repeatedly, removed his clothes, and tried to force her into acts she didn't consent to, all while Diddy was present at the same party. And again, this isn't speculation. This is in court filings.
Christian reportedly arrived very intoxicated and then proceeded to pressure Omari to take shots of tequila. She did. Christian allegedly tried to get her to drink more in the yacht's makeshift studio. Omari alleges that Christian kissed her neck, kissed her face, as he groped her legs, breasts, and private areas.
And then there's the now infamous memoir allegedly written by Kim Porter, the mother of Quincy and Christian. Diddy's sons have tried to block the publication, claiming ownership over her intellectual property. But people close to the case say that this book may contain damning evidence, diary entries, letters, even recorded memories that could implicate Diddy in a whole new way. Former assistant Mia has already testified, detailing how Diddy would attack her regularly. Her story moved jurors to tears. She described a life of fear and surveillance. Phones monitored, movements restricted. A man who would do anything to protect his secrets. Things in court are boiling over. Just days ago, the judge had to warn Diddy about jury interference after catching him nodding and making eye contact with jurors. That's right, he was allegedly trying to influence the jury from his seat. And juror number 6, just exposed for lying about where he lives, possibly being planted to sway the verdict. Diddy's team has already requested mistrials not once, not twice, but now a third time. Why? Because if the jury is compromised, the whole case falls apart. Diddy walks. But even if he does, the truth is out. For the first time, we have photos of his hotel room littered with drugs, guns, and piles of baby oil. Evidence from the Miami raid shows bondage gear, rope, and message boards with notes that look like commands. These aren't the kind of party supplies anyone expected. This is calculated. This is sick. And yet, the system is already showing cracks. Just like the arson attempt on Kid Cudi's home back in 2011, the fingerprints collected mysteriously disappeared, destroyed in processing. That's not an accident. That's a cover-up. Kid Cudi later testified that Diddy was furious he was dating Cassie at the time. At this point, Diddy's defense team is spinning as hard as they can. They claim he's being targeted, that the prosecutors are making things up. But what about the photos, the texts, the tunnels? What about the tapes? That's right. Hidden in a secured underground vault, agents reportedly found tapes labeled with code names and dates. The contents are still being analyzed, but whispers suggest they could expose not just Diddy, but others. Hollywood elites, politicians, names we all know. If those tapes surface, this could be the biggest celebrity scandal of our time. No matter how deep those tunnels go, no matter how much power or money tries to bury the truth, it's out now, and it's not going back underground. Because this trial, it's no longer just about Diddy. It's about an entire industry that looked the other way, and it's finally being dragged into the light. What do you think? Is justice even possible when the system is for sale? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to stay ahead as this all unravels, make sure you subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming next.